If you think PSVR 2 is dead because they barely sent any updates after its release, I get where you're coming from. It makes sense to wonder if Sony has already given up on their fancy new headset. But have no fear, the updates are coming, and this week is proof. I've got a stacked lineup of new games, DLC, and sales to cover, so let's dive in. First up is the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, bringing terror to the new generation with Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2. As a fresh Fazbear employee, you'll have to prove your merit in all aspects of pizzeria upkeep, maintenance, and even deliver first aid to the animatronics. And if you're still lacking in dread, VR minigames are adapting the classic sister location experiences. What are you waiting for? Applications are open. It's time to punch in. On a lighter note, the fan-favorite crafting sim Prison Boss got a PSVR 2 remaster. Cook up contraband from yourself to buy back your freedom. But watch for the patrolling guards. Enjoy the charming humor and surprisingly deep systems. No Man's Sky also kicked off their yearly Holiday Expeditions event. For new and returning players, it remixes major past expeditions with new objectives and nostalgic rewards. It's a perfect chance to explore this infinite sci-fi universe. If tower defense is more your style, good news. Towers and Powers just launched. As a god in this ancient land, you need to organize defenses to save your worshippers from invaders. But you can't intervene directly. Instead, you'll have to strategize with towers and divine powers. For a darker comedy, Not For Broadcast VR now brings the gripping FMV dystopia to VR. Get up close and personal with a chaotic newsroom, interact with the sinister props and equipment, and uncover uncomfortable truths. Don't let anything get between you and the real story. Some may have written off Galaxy Kart as an unfinished mess, but thanks to this week's update supporting a 90Hz refresh rate, the buttery smooth racing finally lives up to its potential, with more improvements still to come. It may be time to revisit this cosmic kart racer. Additionally, Firewall Ultra deployed 2 new PvP maps, bringing more tactical variety to the competitive shooter. And in a nice bonus for cooperative players, 3-person co-op is also now supported in the challenging new Spirits of the Amazonia DLC for Green Hell VR. The Zen Golfing of Walkabout Mini Golf also continues to impress with a visually stunning new Meow Wolf course. And in exciting news for fans of Vertigo Inducing Heights, the hotly anticipated Vertigo 2, home of the Gauntlet, finally got a February release date reveal. Beyond the 10 titles already discussed, there are even more exciting PSVR 2 updates this week, worth highlighting. Bulletstorm VR is also preparing new content featuring Trishka and her deadly energy blade for a January release. Get ready to slice and blast your way through 2 exclusive levels with this foul-mouthed badass action hero. And for classic survival horror fans, now is the time to grab the Resident Evil 4 remake. While it's half price, experience Leon's action-packed quest against Los Ganados in vintage Capcom style, with fully supported VR functionality as the bloody cherry on top. On the indie front, several PSVR 2 titles have marked their calendars for December launches. Vectrix Worlds promises online co-op and competitive modes alongside arcade and campaign content when it drops on December 21st. Big Shots VR also aims to deliver roguelike wave shooter action later this month. And Madison's psychological horror creeps onto the scene on February 20th. For those craving melee combat, Soul Covenant showcased more footage of its swordplay and magic systems in a new trailer this week. Though details remain scarce on the adventure itself, The medieval fantasy setting looks lush, and third versus blade handling seems as sharp as ever. We also get glimpses into upcoming titles like the zombie MMO Silent North and Astro Hunters, though details remain sparse for these two mysterious projects in early development. The potential is sky high for them to deliver memorable worlds, enemies, and gameplay systems that push the boundaries of what is possible in VR. Their revealed trailers tease rich atmospheres and stories waiting to be told. While we eagerly await more concrete details, our imaginations run wild picturing all the virtual adventures that may await us. On the indie publisher front, Perp Games unveiled plans to release even more physical editions of PSVR 2 titles over 2023 and 2024, including Operation Serpents, Hubris, and Mixture. This is great news for collectors who want to expand their library of VR games available in boxed retail form, rather than just digital. As the PSVR 2 library diversifies, it's excellent to see niche titles get the same physical treatment as tentpole releases. Some may worry whether PSVR 2 can deliver a steady stream of games going forward, but with this week's stacked-up lineup of new releases and updates across genres and scopes, Sony's fancy new headset isn't going anywhere yet. We've only scratched the surface of its potential, so charge those controllers and clear your calendar, because these are just some of the tantalizing new PSVR 2 highlights for December 2023.